3.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Brew live on Brew Sports. It is a Tuesday edition of the program. A lot of great things to get to. Before we get to anything this morning, I do want to take a quick minute to give you guys an update about everything that's going on here at Brew Sports. Found out yesterday, unfortunately, that Jamie Evers, who does our morning show with us, is no longer going to be a part of the network. She's got some great opportunities that have come up for her through her work with the Milwaukee Admirals, and she's no longer going to be able to be the co-host of the Morning Brew, unfortunately. So we want to extend a very special thank you to Jamie for everything that she did for the Morning Brew and for Brew Sports the last couple of months. We hope to get her back in a couple of months. It's just some stuff that she's got to deal with over the summer months, so we wish her nothing but the best and thank her for everything that she did for us. So with all that being said, we do want to move into the program this morning, not to start off on a downer, but we want to move on with everything this morning. We do have McKenzie Laurent here with us this morning, which is great to see her back again this morning, so a very good morning to you,
Good
McKenzie.
Morning.
How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm starting to settle into my tan a little bit more. I'm still a little red on my arms, though. I noticed that this morning. I'm like, oh, I did get a little bit of sun, thankfully, but feeling good, feeling excited about the day, though. So definitely ready to roll though for the day. So, and you got finals starting now, finally, don't you?
8 a.m.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter show today, so that way we can make sure McKenzie gets off to her first final on time. If you have any last-second final advice, or if you somehow got a copy of the exam, send it to McKenzie here on Facebook.
Bioethics.
Yes, bioethics. I don't even know what that means. Do you know what that means? Because I
think
have
so.
no idea. You do? Okay. What is bioethics?
It's the ethics and morals of the way we live, or like our body, but then also twisted into like the healthcare field. Most people in my class are nurses. I'm not a nurse, but
it sounds very strange.
I have to take it for credits. So.
Wow. Bioethics. Yeah, no, I would take a hard pass on that one and be like, bioethics or
you have to take an ethics course at our school. So I wanted to take one that was interesting.
That makes more sense then.
Yes.
Is this like the easy class, or because I know sometimes people are always trying to take like the easy class, like the easiest of the whatever.
I mean, if you're a nurse, it might be easy, but I'm not in that field of work, so not easy for me. But it's been interesting, and I've learned a lot. So.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Well, we've got a good one in store for you this morning. We'll make sure to get you everything that we have to as we roll along. We do want to remind you, of course, everything is broadcasting live here on Facebook and on YouTube and on Spreaker.com. So no matter how you're joining us this morning, we thank you for stopping by. Make sure to give us a comment and a like and a share this morning as well, too. We are asking 2 questions of the day. It's very relevant right now, at least here in the Midwest, and kind of throughout baseball as well, too. But it's been very large here in the at least Wisconsin area. Is do the Brewers fans have trust issues? And that centers around all the issues with Ryan Braun that have taken place the last couple of years. And now you've got Eric Thames, who's just been hitting the absolute laces off the ball. And suddenly everybody thinks he is doing something illicit or illegal, and people are just freaking out. So plus they're actually doing well as a club as well, too. So we'll dive into that. Make sure you give us your thoughts about that. Do you think the Brewers fans have trust issues? And also, we've heard this as rumors, and we'll dive into this a little bit more in just a minute. Would you listen/watch LaVar Ball's show? There's rumors out there that he might be getting his own show on ESPN. We'll talk about that, as we mentioned, in just a little bit, so don't dive into that too much. But we'd love to get your thoughts and opinions on everything right now, so make sure to do that here on Facebook. We are going to be joined in just a little bit by one of our great soccer correspondents, Mark Scherber. He is going to tell us a little bit more about Chelsea's terrific victory of the Premier League, so he's going to be here in just a little bit to give us insights and information onto that. But we do say good morning to everybody, Jeff, Brew, Zach, everybody else, Mitch, tuning in. Zach already getting after our question of the day. He says, and AL Central teams have always had trust issues. I don't listen to anything LaVar says, so hell no. Perfect. There we go, Zach. Starting us off hot and heavy this morning. I love it. So we do dive into our What's Brewing segment right off the bat this morning, where we talk about things that are brewing in the sports world that just have piqued our interest. McKenzie, I'll give the floor to you right off the bat. What do you say is brewing this morning in the sports world?
Well, he's now no longer a Packer, but he's still brewing this morning. Eddie Lacy weighed in at a slim 253 pounds. So I'm guessing he didn't eat breakfast that morning.
Must not.
And because he didn't eat breakfast, he gained another $55,000.
If it was that easy to get money, I mean, I've said this numerous times, I've weighed the exact same weight for probably the last 10 years.
I've been the same size since 6th grade. These jeans actually might be from middle school.
Do they have like little rhinestones on them or back?
No, but I
like...
do have something like that.
Oh, perfect.
I'll wear them tomorrow for you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I've been like 165 to 170 max for the last like 10 plus years. And it blows my mind. And I've tried to like gain weight. I've tried to like, do everything else. And people are like, oh, it must be nice. I'm like, well, I'm okay. It's just how I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Forget. Sorry. I can't control who I am. But to see that he's been able to finally get under, and he's got 6 weigh-ins he has to do before the preseason or something like that. But to go in and get $55K, just be like, boom, there you go. Like, I'm glad they're doing it. It's incentivized. I mean, what's the easiest way to incentivize people? Give them lots of money.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, for an NFL player, $55,000 might not seem like a lot of money, but
it's a pretty nice car.
You can get a nice car. You can go on a nice vacation. There's all kinds of things you can do for that. So do you think he's going to hit all the weights, or do you think he's going to slip up?
He's going to slip up.
You think so?
But I don't know if he's that close to them. Just don't eat breakfast that morning. He'll make it every time.
Don't eat breakfast that morning. I mean, he's got to eat, though. I mean, he's an NFL player. That's the thing. Like, you got to eat a lot to combat the calories you're burning.
But wrestlers don't eat all of the time, and your body just kind of gets used to it.
That is a very good point. Yeah, I guess for somebody like Eddie Lacy who just loves to eat, I guess I don't know how that works out. So
he's gonna slip up.
253 apparently is what he comes clocked in at right now. So we'll have to see if he ends up evening out or not. One of the things that's also brewing, if you missed the game late last night, the Boston Celtics did emerge victorious in Game 7 over the Washington Wizards. The unlikely hero of Kelly Olynyk last night had social media just losing their minds. They were like, Kelly Olynyk! Like, nobody saw it coming, okay? For those that are like, I saw it, you didn't. Don't even lie. Kelly Olynyk's wife even had no clue, okay? She probably got home at the end of the night and was like, who are you, my husband? Like, never seen you play like this. But Boston, they get the very needed victory. They now move on to the Eastern Conference Finals to now deal with LeBron James and company. That is tomorrow evening live from Boston. So that's going to be an exciting game one. Do you have any early predictions about that series? Does Boston have a chance? That's really only anything anybody's asking.
No.
No chance at all.
I don't think so.
No chance at all. Be like, listen, guys, no way at all. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think they'll get one. I think they'll steal one game. It'll probably go to 5, maybe 6 if somehow Kelly Olynyk.
I hope it's in the middle of the series too to make it kind of interesting. They're getting the comeback.
Or maybe they might win opening game or something since they're running off. Yeah. But Cleveland's been sitting around for the last week or so, I think. So they've got a lot of rest in them. So they might be a little rusty, or they might be super powerful.
Or they might be really sharp. Yeah.
Right out of the gate. So. Hopefully it's the first one, the former, right?
Yes.
That's it is the former. I'm always mess those up. It's like the former, the ladder. It's like, I don't know. Why am I climbing a ladder to make a point? I don't understand. Anyway, if you are just joining us, remember to hit our 2 questions of the day up. Good morning to Kurt and Bryce and Josh and others tuning in as well. Josh says, LaVar who? Yes, exactly, Josh. Yeah. We are asking, do Brewers fans have trust issues? And would you listen/watch LaVar Ball's show if he ends up getting one? Which it definitely sounds like he's going to. Last thing for us that's brewing, if you were paying attention to social media or paying attention to the sports world yesterday, you probably saw that the Seattle Seahawks have been designated as a possible landing spot for one or both former high-profile quarterbacks in RG3 and Colin Kaepernick. My question to you is, if this was a Madden game, how awesome would it be to have 3 mobile quarterbacks that would be all over the place? I would find a way to get all 3 of these guys on the field at the same time. No one would be able to touch you, I feel like.
That was my first thought, is these guys are going to be backups?
Right? I know. I'm like, that would be at least, I would actually kind of watch Seattle games just to see.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is obviously the best of the 3 quarterbacks right now. When they all were in their prime, I don't think Russell would be the starting quarterback if they were all in their primes and RG3 had a good leg.
It's also similar to... I thought of when Aaron Rodgers backed up Brett Favre, and he got to learn from Brett Favre and watch Brett Favre. Maybe this is going to turn Colin Kaepernick or RG3 into the most amazing quarterback of all time.
That would be phenomenal if it ends up doing that. I don't know if that's going to end up happening. When Russell Wilson is your starting quarterback, though, that's where I think it starts to get a little questionable, in all honesty, just because you don't really know what you're going to get from the backups. But you'd like to think that it might be similar products, though.
Yeah.
You can still run the exact same offense. You don't have to change your game plan to an extent. If you had to sign one, who would you sign?
RG3. Because I'm not a fan of Colin Kaepernick.
Ah, there we go. Okay. I would probably agree with you on that one because RG3's got the better arm and more accuracy, but I'm worried more so about his injury issues than I am. So if I want a guy that's going to actually be sustainable, I'm going to probably have to choose Colin. We're on a first name basis.
You're bringing in some other issues into your PR
isn't
team
that
with
par
that.
for the course for Seattle, though, to be controversial? I mean, that's what their secondary lives on, basically, is firing the people up. So be like, makes sense,
Maybe
Colin.
it'd be a good fit.
I mean, Colin obviously would get under some fire, too, because he would go from 49ers to Sanford or to Seattle, so you've got that divisional rivalry as well, too. So that might stir the pot, and maybe that's one of the reasons they might do it as well, too. So who knows?
We will see.
We will see. All right. Well, one thing that we do know for sure is that Chelsea has claimed the Premier League title. They are 10 points clear over second place Tottenham. And one of the gentlemen that has been following that through and through since the very beginning is one of our great soccer correspondents, Mark Scherber, and he is going to join us here in just a quick second. McKenzie, I don't know your background on soccer very much. I know you do obviously broadcasting here in Milwaukee for the Milwaukee Torrent, the NPSL club, but what do you follow any Premier League soccer teams? Do you follow any of the professional world as a whole from soccer?
Yeah, not a whole lot, but I do understand what it means to win in the Premier League.
Okay, perfect. Just so we know, just so everybody knows. I mean, obviously, I host two up front on Wednesdays here on Brew Sports with Simon Provan, and we talk about all things soccer. So it's always good to know if I've got other fellow soccer lovers or not. But we do say good morning to Mark Scherber this morning. Mark, how are you today, sir?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
Doing well, Mark. It's great to see you this morning. It looks like a little bit earlier for you. I believe you're on the West Coast, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah, it's just after 5 here.
Oh my gosh,
sorry.
that is dedication. That is absolute dedication. But Mark, we appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your early morning today to swing by. But talk to us a little bit about Chelsea here. Winning the Premier League. They're 10 points clear of Tottenham here, who are sitting down in 80 points. Is this what we expected? Is this what we thought was going to happen when the season started? I know folks were hoping that Manchester United and others were going to maybe rally or have a resurgence, but how did you view this year's Premier League when all the chips have basically now fallen into place?
You know, a lot of people would say, look, it's the Roman Abramovich era. It's Chelsea. Of course, it's going to be expected, but this was not expected at all. I mean, this was a team that finished 10th last season, and then going into this year, it was really billed as, the Battle of Manchester. It was Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola, everything from Real Madrid, Barcelona coming into the Premier League. And then you also had Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, and this was really the season of the coach. And Antonio Conte comes in and done a tremendous job in Serie A, but nobody expected him to do what he did. And if you go back to September 24th, Chelsea lose 3-0 to Arsenal, and nobody thinks Chelsea has any chance whatsoever. And Antonio Conte changes his formation, goes to a 3-4-3, putting 3 at the back, which is always a risky move, especially in today's game. And they go on a tremendous run and just run away with this title ever since. So I think it's not just a victory for Chelsea and what they've done, but for Antonio Conte going over all these other coaches when he was kind of lost in the conversation. And after what he did with Juventus and Italy, he never should have been. But everybody's always really skeptical of coaches coming into the Premier League and what can they do. And he proved it over the other coaches, which have much more major pedigrees. So it's a victory not only for Chelsea, but for Antonio Conte and what he did with this side and how he molded them. So, yeah, this is, I wouldn't say incredibly unexpected, but it's certainly not anything that back on September 24th anybody thought was going to happen. And not only did they win this title, but they're one game away from smashing their own record for wins in a Premier League season and the points record as well.
Mark, what do you think makes their coach so good that he can come in and win a title like that?
It's the ability to adapt, to be flexible, that he changes his system. A lot of coaches, I mean, I hate to say, but look at Arsene Wenger. He doesn't like to change things. He doesn't like to rock the boat, doesn't like to change things up in the checkbook. And then you take a guy like Antonio Conte and he says, all right, you know what? Something's not working. Let me look at the personnel that I have and let me see how I can best fit them into a system. He changes from his back four to a 3-4-3 formation. And not only that, but when you have so many players who are making millions more than you are, to have to manage those egos. You have a guy like John Terry, who's an absolute legend at the club, but he's getting up there in years and can't really move around as much anymore. And you have to be able to manage him and keep him happy while not playing him, and make sure that he doesn't lead a coup in the dressing room over you. And that's exactly what he did. He keeps guys like him and youngsters like Batshuayi, who comes in and has a tough season. It's his first season after joining from Marseille, and he wants to play, but Diego Costa is playing really well. So how do you manage those egos and keep everybody in a perfect harmony, both on and off the field? And that's exactly what Antonio Conte did.
Well, speaking of a club that was successful last season but didn't live up to exceptions this year, when you talk about powerful managers, Leicester City last season, of course, wowed the entire wide world of sports, not even just the soccer community. They wowed all of sports. They're sitting in 11th place right now in the Premier League. They still have 2 games left to play. They may move up a little bit to kind of get a little bit more dignity to get inside the top 10. How disappointed were you with how Leicester did this season, and or were you surprised or not of the success they had last season not carrying over to this season?
I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, first of all, I guess one thing I failed to mention was Chelsea's title-winning season had to do with Conte coming in from Leicester City. I mean, he covered every single blade of grass, and one of the best ball winners in midfield, a huge reason why Leicester City won last year, a huge reason why Chelsea won this year. Now, we were all extremely shocked that Leicester City won the title last year. I think that nobody was expecting them to challenge for the title this season. What was shocking was that at one point, until the sacking of Claudio Ranieri, is that they were on the verge of being in the relegation zone. So when they were teetering in the relegation zone, we were surprised about that just because of the fight and the resolve that we saw last year. But I think everybody kind of knew that they weren't going to be challenging for the title, let alone the top 4. And let's not forget that they also had to deal with, for the first time since I think the 60s and 70s, playing European football as well. So they had to deal with those extra fixtures, and they made it all the way to the quarterfinals and almost the semifinals, the Champions League. So that was a huge run for them.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one, too. Luis on Facebook says he does agree with what you're saying, Mark. He says the only thing I agree with is that Conte's ability to take care of those egos. Yes. Josh also says Man United equals another disappointing season. 14 draws certainly does not help at all. Before we let you run here, Mark, talking with Mark Scherber this morning, one of our great soccer correspondents, also a broadcaster for Fox Sports and others. Mark, if you had to hand out an MVP, I know that the Premier League is weird when it comes to that kind of stuff, or they give out the Golden Boot and all that other fun business. If you had to hand out your best player award of the season, do you have a list of 1 or 2 players that might potentially top your list?
Oh man, I think Conte would he'd be in the conversation, but I think he'd be as one flying under the radar because he does all those little things that helps a team win,
right?
That doesn't necessarily show up in the goals and assist column. I would look at Eden Hazard, because he was absolutely awful last season. And so to go back to top form and one of the best players has really driven the creative part of this Chelsea side this year. So I think that he's somebody who's up there as well. Then you have your goal scorers. You have a guy like Lukaku who's not going to win the award because he's with Everton, but they qualified for the Europa League. His goals have been huge for that. Diego Costa, you either love him or hate him, but the bottom line is he scores the goals. And Harry Kane and what he's done at Tottenham has been exceptional as well.
All right, Mark, good stuff from you this morning. Thank you so much for swinging by. If people want to keep an eye on what you've got going on come in the soccer world, where's the best place to find you on social media, sir?
On Twitter, @SoccerSerber.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mark. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, guys. Pleasure.
All right, Mark Scherber this morning here on The Morning Brew. Good to hear his insights as he dives into the soccer world with us. Yeah, definitely been a very interesting Premier League season. Luis also giving us his 2 cents about everything going on. He said there is an ode to mediocrity. You can call it Arsene Wenger in the new decade. Yeah, Wenger most likely going to be out from Arsenal after almost 20 years, if not more, with the club. So it'll be curious to see. This offseason is going to be very telling for the Premier League through and through. So, all right, I want to get back to our 2 questions of the day. We teased it earlier about things we were talking about. We have been asking, do the Brewers fans have trust issues? You cover the Brewers. I occasionally go to Brewers games when I'm forced to go. No, I do go. I I don't hate baseball. For all of you out there, like, you hate baseball. I don't. Just would rather do other things with my life. Anyway, we're also asking, would you listen/watch a LaVar Ball show? All right, talk to me about if Brewer fans have trust issues, McKenzie, because you've got the 411 on this.
So I would say yes.
Okay.
Excuse me. And the reason I would say yes is because do we not think that our team is good enough to have players that are on the level that Eric Thames is currently on? Because why does everybody think he is taking enhancements? Because I would almost bet all of my, bank account on the fact that he's not.
Okay.
I've had conversations with him. I've interviewed him in the locker room before. Mm-hmm. He's a high character kind of guy.
He is.
So I would be shocked. But I don't know if that stems from the fact that the whole Ryan Braun scandal, I don't really know what it stems from. Is that just a thing in baseball that as soon as you're good, there's no way it's natural. You're not just possibly that good.
You're automatically assume that, and it's not these guys' faults. It's not it's not the Thames.
Right.
It's not their guys. It goes back to the Mark McGuires and the Sammy Sosas and the Jose Cansecos and everybody else and Barry Bonds that took steroids that hit the laces off the ball for months and months and months. So
yeah.
Everybody immediately assumes that, oh, you're a in-shape man that has a ton of muscle because, God forbid, you actually worked out and did a lot of normal, natural things, and you can hit the ball really far. Yeah, you must not be a real person. Something must be going on. So it's not necessarily that these guys are probably doing anything. It's the fact that, unfortunately, those that went before them have ruined it for the rest.
Yes.
It's like how you almost hear when you go to a new high school or a new middle school. It's like, well, we can't do that anymore because this class ruined it.
It's for
like,
you.
Great, thanks, seniors. Like, you guys decided to light the campus on fire. Now we can't play with matches or whatever. Like, stuff stupid like that. Like, that's what it's coming to. Like, Eric Thames, I bet if he could talk to Mark and others, be like, really? Like, you guys had to do this because now, like, he's been tested, 7 times, 8 times?
Some ridiculous
amount of times.
And he said, I still have more urine if you'd like it.
Yeah, it is.
He knows he's not doing anything wrong.
Which is good, obviously.
Yeah.
If he had been more skeptical about it, be like, well, I mean...
Right.
But no, he's like, yes, I've done nothing wrong. Get off my back. Let me live my life. I'm going to just keep hitting home runs, and we'll go from there.
And we love it.
Right.
Keep hitting them.
Exactly. Chuck on Facebook says, baseball is the only sport that shames players that have successful seasons. It's true. It's very true. I mean, when's the last time Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or anybody else got tested because they've thrown for 35, 40 touchdowns? Or when Calvin Johnson was literally playing out of his mind, nobody was testing Calvin Johnson. It's just like, oh, he's just a freak athlete. How many times has LeBron James been drug tested? Exactly.
Yeah.
He's doing things ridiculous on an evening and night basis. No one says a thing about it. No one's like, well, he clearly must be on something. Nobody can jump that high or be that physical without some sort of enhancement. Why is nobody saying that? Is it just because baseball is so strange and it's like you can't be physically
so technical.
big
I don't
and strong?
know.
It seems a little fishy to me.
Does it seem fishy because he's hitting 1 million home runs, or is it because you look at him and he's has 0% body fat?
I mean, I understand, but at the same time, like, I also don't have arms the size of your head. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, he's in incredible shape, but when he was over in Korea, I guarantee you, he probably wasn't getting drug tested regularly.
No, he did.
He did get drug tested.
He did, and they drug test the way they do in the Olympics. So it's very intense.
That's interesting.
And so he said, how would I possibly get away with it now if there's no way I could have gotten away with it then.
And they're very thorough, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
So he has been a lot. He's probably so sick of it, it's not even funny.
It is. And that kind of also stems off the back, too, for those that are Brewers fans, or just if you're a fan of a team that continually is not a good team, but is now having early season success. Like, Brewers fans and other fans, I feel like, are terrified to actually cheer for their team right now. They're only a game out of first place in the NL Central, and everybody is like...
They're a good young team.
Yeah.
Why can't fans just believe that?
Right, exactly. There's numerous, I mean, aside from the Brewers, there's numerous good programs, even like when the Milwaukee Bucks this last season were doing well. People are like, I don't really want to get, like, invested because they're usually bad.
They're going to ruin it.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
No,
it's like,
believe
support
in
your
it.
team if they're doing good after not being good for a long time. Like, I guarantee you, if the Browns even go out and win 7 or 8 games this year, like, people are going to be freaking out in Cleveland and be like, wow, like, we're back. Like, honestly, winning more than one game is going to be exciting.
And this is the perfect time to be a bandwagon fan. If you want to jump on the Brewer Bucks train, Better do it now.
Come on over.
We'll welcome you, but not for too much longer.
Right, we got plenty of room still because everybody bailed out a couple of years ago. Oh, my Lord. All right, the other thing that we've also been asking for is the question of the day. Chuck also says on Facebook, he says, Thames has always been huge, even from the minors till now. Yes, that is completely true. For anybody that knows a thing about Eric Thames, that is absolutely true. So the other question of the day we've been asking is, would you listen/watch LaVar Ball's show? Now, there's been speculation and rumors about this, so we don't have anything official about this, but I've been hearing from a couple of different people that apparently LaVar Ball is in talks with ESPN of getting his own show. My question, first and foremost, is would you watch it or listen to it?
No.
You would not? Why not?
Because he would make money off of me watching it or listening to it.
Right. And
nobody should watch or listen to it.
But they're going to. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
That's the sad part about this. So my 2 cents about this, though, is I believe that I would watch it only from a perspective of it makes sense. From a pure programming sense, why do people tune in to watch Colin Cowherd? Why do people tune in to watch Stephen A. Smith? Because they are never going to hold anything back. They are going to speak their minds. They are going to be upfront. They are going to be brash. They are going to offend you.
Yeah.
And people want that because it's like, what are they going to say tomorrow? I'll be back. I hate your guts, Colin Cowherd, but boy, I'll be back tomorrow.
And people like to argue.
They do. And that's the thing is you get people that say stupid things like that. Like LaVar Ball is like that troll on Twitter that goes around saying
he's going to be
this,
Skip
that,
Bayless all over again.
Exactly. And people hate that, and he's going to get thousands and thousands of negative things said about him. But you're going to have everybody that's going to be like, well, I'm going to go back again tomorrow and see what he says, though. It's like
everyone hates Skip Bayless, but he makes so much money.
Right, exactly, because people love to hear what he has to say. It makes total sense. I mean, I told this yesterday. I was talking to a couple of people here at Brew Sports, and I said, honestly, I'm like, if we had the ways and means, I would do it. I would offer LaVar Ball a show on Brew Sports because I know people would watch it. My personal views about LaVar Ball aside, people would still come and watch it. And I know that it would be a benefit to the network as a whole. So ESPN, who is looking to be relevant and looking to stay relevant after all these cuts, this makes total sense to me. Are they going to get ridiculed by other news sources? Of course they are.
But just more attention in
the
media.
People are going to come and look at it, and it's going to be LaVar Ball, ESPN. You're going to hear those 2 names bang, 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 bang. You're promoting both brands. Everybody wins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a brilliant idea for whatever media entity he ends up landing on, but I know it's going to be a headache for everybody else that has to actually deal with it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Negative attention in the media is not always negative because it still is bringing you publicity and you're still making money.
True. That is very true. It's one of those very strange things, though. It's just like, really? Like, why do we have to give him a show?
Yep.
I don't know. Let us know your thoughts on Facebook and YouTube and Spreaker if you are tuning in or listening. Good morning to Benny and Maxine and Jeff and Chuck and others as well tuning in. Josh says, I'd rather watch Karen watch paint dry before I'd ever watch LaVar. For those that don't know, Karen,
I'll join you, Josh.
Karen from Sheboygan has just become a routine joke. Maxine says, who's LaVar? LOL, morning. Yes. Some people actually just don't know who LaVar is. And if you don't even Google him. Don't even bother. Just
save your time.
Walk away. Walk away.
You're going to have a better day.
Easier. You really will. It's just, if you like outspoken chaos, then there you go. Then I guess that's your thing, but don't, otherwise spare yourself.
Yeah.
Be the last man of the chopper of Vietnam. Spare yourself. Go. Run away. All right. So it's coming into summer. We're coming up to the exciting times of everything. One of the last things we need to talk about before we go, because you have to go and be a college student and get to things, is I'm very excited about this because I actually, unfortunately, and people are going to probably yell at me, I think I would actually wear this. If you haven't heard about this, there is a
Wait, would you really?
There is a romper for men that is out, and I think I would wear it.
Wait, as a joke, or like you would actually
legit.
wear it as a fashion sense? No, you.
Oh, me.
Like you would dress your son in one of these.
Well, I already do. It's called a onesie.
No. But I'm saying as he grows older, like you would take him shopping for different colors of man rompers.
Man rompers. I mean, I'm looking at. I would have to try it on. Honestly, I would have to try it on to see if it's something that I could actually wear. It looks interesting. I mean, look at this. There's numerous colors.
It looks like pajamas.
It does. It looks kind of like pajamas. I mean, I don't know why there has to be a button like where your waist is. Like that doesn't make sense to me. How
would you like to use the restroom?
That was my first thought. I'm like,
because let me tell you, girl rompers, zipper all the way up the back, button at the top. That's why you bring a girl to the bathroom with you, because there's no way to use the restroom with it on.
And that was my first thought. I did look at this and I was like, So like, do I go like out the pant leg? Do I have to like unbutton a couple of buttons and try to go like, it seems like a lot of work. It really does. But I feel like I would wear it at least once. And if not me, I know Tanner would wear one because Tanner's ridiculous like that. And I feel like this would be.
See, but he would wear it as a joke.
But yeah, I feel like, but if you look at the guys in the picture though, like that is Tanner Burke though. That is the man
True.
that's like represented. Like guys
I
shooting.
bet all
out
of those guys are in a fraternity.
They have to be. I mean, like, I bet you that's probably like one of those situations where it's like we're gonna get rompers because we're bros and we love each other and
Probably have pineapples on it.
probably. I'm trying to think. There's like buttons and paint swabs and it's called the RompHIM.
Okay, clever name. I'll give them that.
The RompHIM, your new favorite summer outfit is what it's called. Is it a romper designed for men? Sure, but it's also pretty darn comfortable, and it must just be a new start of a fashion revolution. It was started on Kickstarter. You can get a special edition 4th of July, like old school. It's adorable, like, you know. I would, like I said, probably would wear it. I mean, look at that. It's cute as heck. It also does look like child's clothing, though. It really does.
Why?
If you want to dress like, if you wanted to dress like a Rockford Peach from the RompHIM, this RompHIM is for you. Yes.
So what sizes will this go up to?
So I was looking.
Like, are there going to be restrictions on what type of human can wear this?
There's restrictions on everything for what types of humans should wear any of that stuff, but people still wear it regardless. Like this picture here at least tells you the guy on the left wears a large, the guy on the right wears a medium. So I mean, the guy on the left is 5'11", the guy on the right is 6 feet tall. So I would probably wear a medium. I wouldn't wear that one specifically, but I feel like this is all
Yeah,
stuff
but somebody that has like a little belly is never going to fit in that because look at like the skinny waist.
Right. I don't know. I'll have to order some. We'll have to get official Brew Sports RompHIMs and see just how it is.
I can't wait until you realize how much of a pain in the butt they are
Apparently
to wear.
there is a zipper in the crotch.
Oh, cool. They make them nice for guys.
That's what somebody said on Twitter. They're like, I'm offended by the zipper at the crotch. That's not a romper. And this other gal said, how much easier does peeing have to be for y'all? The point of a romper is that it's impractical but cute. I think that's a true statement. Would you agree with that? A romper is impractical but cute?
Oh, yeah. Just like any woman's clothing. It's impractical, but it looks good, so you're supposed to wear it and deal with it.
Yeah, I think so. Josh says that Tanner and I should wear them for an off-the-rails segment. And Maxine says, no backs, just walk away. Yes, I know. Jeremy says, rule 1, have a top knot. I suppose so. That definitely would help. So I think I would try. I would wear it at least. I would wear it at least once. I would have to see how everything falls and situates. I guess I don't know how that works on the inside then from like placement of everything. I guess I don't know.
I don't know anything in that category, so.
You girls have it easy. Anyway, all right.
Oh.
Anyway, all right. We need to get out of here, unfortunately. Thanks to everybody that commented this morning. It's been a lot of fun. If you missed any of the show, of course, check it out on our website, brewsportsnet.com. You can also find it here on Facebook, YouTube, Spreaker, and on where else? In our website and all that other fun business. And YouTube, that's the one I was looking for. If you missed any of the announcements that we made in the beginning of the show, we did make some big network announcements, so make sure to go back and watch that as well, too. Special thanks to you, McKenzie. Good luck on your biomechanics, economic, whatever you've got going on.
Bioethics.
Bioethics. She's going to go fly a rocket ship. I don't know what she's going to do. Certainly sounds like it, but good luck on your final today. We'll have to check in tomorrow. McKenzie will be here all week. So we're excited for that. There's no pick 6 today. It'll be moved to Thursday. Tanner's still in Florida, so I'm glad somebody still is. I hope he comes back in a romper.
Gosh, you guys and your vacation.
It must be nice. I would love to. I only got to go for like 3 days, but anyway, must be nice when your name's Tanner Burke and you're a Bills fan. You just got to have a long time to relax, to just like move away from all the solemn and sadness. Anyway, when you're a Packers fan, you don't need a lot of time to recover. Nope. All right, choose McKenzie Laurent. I'm Baxter Colburn. Thanks so much for watching this morning. We'll see you guys next time on The Morning Brew. Enjoy your Tuesday morning and afternoon as a whole, too. We'll see you guys next time.
3